Andrew Shovlin, said you were prepared to experiment in order to unlock some performance. Do you believe you've achieved that so far?
Well, we've achieved the experiment, but we haven't unlocked performance. I think in the second session we've gone through a really quite a dramatic setup change on Lewis, and that has massively backfired. But this is why we're having those sessions. And on the other side was a bit better, but we're lacking performance. I think on a single lap, if he finishes that lap, we're a bit better. But overall, it wasn't a good day.
Toto, I mean, how frustrated are you getting with this process? Because it feels like a bit of a copy-paste to things we heard from you guys last year and the year before, you know, experimenting still and trying to unlock potential. Does this sort of just feel like a continuation of the last 2 years now?
You know, if I would say that I'm not frustrated, it would be not the truth. Certainly we are, because we're trying so much in all directions, but don't seem to have found that, you know, that silver bullet yet, which helps us to get us in the right direction. But, you know, we got to keep trying. We've seen performance in this car before. And, you know, I just don't want to go back and say we're just not good in these regulations, because we have everything we need in order to get on top of that, and we will.
Toto, Naomi here. I just want to move the story on a little bit to something that's got a lot of people talking inside and outside of the paddock, and that's Susie's statement that she, you know, publicized earlier this week with regards to the complaint that she's laid, the criminal complaint in courts in France. Lewis came out yesterday to support Susie and has made some quite strong remarks about what he expects from the FIA and in terms of transparency. I just would love to get your take on it and where you stand on everything that's happened.
Yeah, first of all, Susie is a strong woman. She doesn't take anything from anyone, and has always followed through on her convictions and values, and that's the case here. She's very unemotional about it and pragmatic. She feels wrong was done, and the court needs to hear that, and nothing's gonna bring her off that path. That's how her character is. And on the other side, you know, it is the case and the fact that all year now we have been talking about cases of intransparency and various other factors that are just not great. And this is what Lewis referred to. We need to keep we should talk about the greatest of the sport where we are, and not the other stuff. But it needs to be pointed to.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. So what do you expect to happen next, Toto? What would Susie like to see happen?
I think Susie just, you know, like I said before, she's started that process many months ago, has done it very diligently as far as I'm concerned, and will go all the way. And I think it matters for her most to find out what happened, and people take accountability and responsibility. And things are not brushed under the carpet. And I think we as a sport need to do that in all areas, whether it is Susie's case or whether some case with the other teams. Or overall, I think this sport has such a massive platform. We're doing so well. And maybe sometimes we need to take it out of the, let's say, legislations of our sport into the real world and see what it does.
So do you want and expect
Jurisdiction was the word, not legislation.
Yeah, we got what you meant. Do you want and expect there to be a precedent set? Do you think this could be a watershed moment for the sport?
No, I don't think there is such thing as watershed moment. I just think that at a certain stage, we shouldn't be, just getting those hits and accepting them, but in all areas. To make this sport as transparent as it should be, considering its importance in the world.
Toto, can I move it on to another topic that's grabbing all the headlines in it? I think something that lots of fans want to know. Is Max Verstappen going to join Mercedes next year?
If I would know.
Well, you should. If you know, then nobody does.
Well, at the end, Max is in the quickest car, and this is what a driver is always gonna look at, and he's in a fantastic place in his career, and then it will be a decision that is up to him to say, is it an environment that I'd like to change, and if yes, where do I want to go?
But would it be something that you guys as a team, you know, he's in the form of his life, right? Any team, George said it himself, would be absolutely interested in him if he's a free agent. Is there a conversation around, look, 2026, this is the sort of thing you did with Lewis a decade ago, talk about the long term. Is that something you would be trying to do to try and entice him over? I
think the trigger for him maybe thinking about other options is because you know, they have some wobbles going through their team, and I think we got to give him time to think how he wants to sort out his future without giving it a push from our side.
Toto, thank you very much for your time. Very diplomatically put, wobbles in